From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
What's going on, nerds? And welcome to this week's episode of the Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast. We're talking about Blue Pocahontas.
Yeah! I have confirmed.
It's in the description of the show too.
This is your warning from the EPA. Just warning you to don't fuck with your local Na'vi. They will kill you.
That should have been on the ride. They should have that on the ride.
Anything to follow up?
Have that on the ride.
Yeah, I do have a follow up. You can go underground to mine shit. You don't have to carpet bomb the general area, then mine.
Carpet.
Or maybe you could just ask the locals very nicely, hey, I want this stone. How can I get stone out of your ground without fucking your shit up?
Well, here's the thing. They were portraying a bunch of Americans, and Americans don't give a shit. What we want, we gon' get. We don't care how we gon' get.
Oh, we didn't get it, though.
We didn't.
And we deserved not to get it.
A lot of people kind of died. But let's get into some introductions. Susie, what's up? Stop looking at the freaking light. How?
The light's over here. I was looking at the ceiling.
Okay, fine. How are you? Does that work better?
Good. Yeah. I actually had a decent day at work today, which was kind of surprising.
Just a decent day?
Normally, when people leave me alone in the state, things go wrong. Nothing went wrong today. Instead, I contemplated trying to figure out how to get...
All right, Susie, run the rest of the introductions. I gotta go help the wonderful mother-in-law with groceries.
Ah, okay. Will.
Hi.
How are you?
My department's being ripped apart and torn apart, and there's new carpet now. But
There's new carpet? Is it fuzzy?
Nah, it's more like just the same carpet that's in my department now, just like a lighter color than and over where the books and movies and shit used to be.
A red panda just showed up in the screen. The red panda just put on his earphones.
When did this become turning red?
And I don't need pads at that point.
I'm doing good. Woo.
The red panda? The red freaking panda? And then Will goes, AJ's a girl?
Red pandas are two different.
No, from the movie. The one that's the red panda.
I wasn't even thinking from the movie. Have you ever seen a red panda in the zoo?
They're adorable.
They go like this to their stomach all the freaking time. That's what AJ was doing. So that's all I thought of because he's wearing red.
Hold on, your local EPA also has another announcement.
Get fucked.
Glory to Phyrexia.
That has...
I thought it was going to be don't use my
Yeah,
bathroom.
they're OPEC.
So
No, it's the EPA, the Eternal Phyrexian Agency. Because you'll be eternally Phyrexian.
Oh, Jesus. So, Susie, let's get right into James Cameron's 2009 Avatar. What do you have for the first question?
Thoughts on the plot?
It's Pocahontas. It's literally Pocahontas.
I have converted him. I'm so proud.
But I never said you were wrong. I just said I wasn't going to call it that. And now
I've converted you.
Yes, you converted me with the Na'vi.
Yes.
Rob, what are your thoughts on the plot? Because honestly, it's really the same plot as Pocahontas.
For a science fiction plot, it's one we haven't really seen, or at least I haven't seen before. The closest we get is like some of the setup from Aliens
Mhm.
or Alien. But there actually being an environmental message attached to it rather than survive is new enough to me. So I thought the plot was at least refreshing when I first saw it.
Mm-hmm. Will.
Okay, I didn't know whose turn we were going to next. I was just making sure. It's definitely a different take from sci-fi than we know. Most, and I say most, sci-fi movies do this the more focuses on the futuristic tech stuff and all the cool like inventions, all the cool gadgets, all that stuff. Where this one, yeah, you have that, but it's not the focus. The focus is this, I'm gonna say primitive, but it's not at the same time. But this more nature enriched, lack of technological science fiction world.
Mhm.
World where, yeah, there's the form of technology they're trying to evolve is the planet itself kind of functions like a computer, or
Okay.
more like a brain, to say, like a super computer.
I'm just gonna, just because based on what you were saying, another thought came to my brain. So this is kind of like the Crusades.
What
I don't like a
Crusades?
good
Exactly,
story
but,
where
like-
humanity's the dick and humanity deserves to lose.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of those stories because, like, we need to be put in our place sometimes. We're assholes.
Yeah, well, the reason I even thought of it is because the Crusades is literally about Christianity trying to take over the Holy Land
Okay.
and from another religion. So there's two religions clashing here.
It's a bit more nuanced than that.
Yeah, but it's a similar concept.
I can get it. I think it's a little more hidden, but it's there. I would say so.
So Susie, where are we going for question number 2?
This one's an important one for AJ. Are you ready, AJ?
Probably not, but go for it.
I need your thoughts on the graphics.
That's a lot of CGI shit.
Yeah, I would have worded that question. Thoughts on the CGI and the effects, but I mean,
98.2% of the movie is all CGI, and it was done absolutely phenomenally. I was actually, what's the word I'm looking for? I want to say blessed or whatever, but I actually got to see this in IMAX when it first came out at the Connecticut Post Mall. Oh, I will never watch that movie the same, because even watching on my 55 4K screen, it's completely different. It was made for IMAX, and it shows.
It was, if I'm not mistaken, it was one of the first movies made fully geared that had IMAX only in really mind there, where a lot of movies were coming out for IMAX, but they weren't filmed specifically for it,
So
where Avatar was.
This one specifically used all equipment that was specifically made for IMAX.
There had been before, there's a few documentaries for it.
Yeah, but this one is one of a kind.
So
Yeah,
First
I was
one-
more meaning
first one to
feature
pull
movie,
this
but yes,
off.
Rob, you're right.
the only way I think this could have gotten any better for me is if it was kind of like Flight of Passage in a way of it being slightly 4D, where you smelt some of the air, you felt some of the wind. But I was fully invested in that story. Like, I felt like we were in Pandora watching that. Rob?
I was just as lucky as you. I got to see it in IMAX as well. And I was legitimately blown away when I saw it. It's a visual spectacle. I will give it that. The plot is on the surface a bit generic, but the visuals carried you no matter how bland it got.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good story. It was just like, it was a little predictable what was going to happen as you're watching it, in my opinion. But it was still a good plot. It was just like they didn't kind of throw us any like shift balls at us. We could kind of easily, at least for me, I could easily predict what was going to happen.
I didn't want to. I just literally shut my brain off in amazement. Actually, I think this was one of the first movies I saw twice in movies, in a movie theater.
See, my problem was when this movie came out in high school, I was taking a film course that was like specifically designed for analyzing movies. So like I had that mindset watching Avatar, so I couldn't turn it off because I needed it for my class.
Oh,
I took one of those classes too.
I took one in my college program.
My high school offered it. It was actually a really cool class because I learned more about Charlie Chaplin than I learned about anybody else. And because of that class, I have a greater appreciation for like what we have.
Yeah.
I don't have the same problem Will does, where like, not on all movies, but like for some movies, like you can't turn off, like you basically you psychoanalyze the movie. I have the problem of I'm the one who has to watch it multiple times.
Apparently, I almost didn't kill Susie with that. Darn, I feel very upset. I did the full.
Oh, I'll be honest, I completely missed it.
Oh,
I was being attacked by a dog.
But since we're off topic about a film class, Rob, you'll enjoy this one. I did, because my classes were 4 weeks long. It was one class every 4 weeks. My film class, I did everything on A New Hope. And it gave me a new love for Star Wars because I had to dissect that movie disgustingly.
Oh my god, A New Hope is so amazing, especially when you watch the behind-the-scenes stuff.
It was either that or The Godfather, and I was like, I can't do The Godfather. I have a tie to The Godfather.
Oh, I'm good. I would have done Star Wars too.
So we'll be going next, Susie.
Favorite animal from Pandora?
The hammerhead wildebeest thingy.
Okay.
The one that kind of like the four-legged animal that kind of rammed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was that.
called the Hammerhead Titanothere,
Bless you. Apparently, bless you.
or the Ungsik. I don't know. I have the wiki in front of me, and I'm going to butcher these names for fun.
You monster.
Will, what is yours? And I feel like you have one that you can move its head.
I'll give you guys 3 guesses, and the first 2 don't count.
Are they Banshee, Banshee, and Banshee?
No, they're Ikrons.
He's right, though. The mountain banshees are the Ikrons.
Yeah, but aren't they Banshees?
Yeah, they're the exact same fucking thing. I was just fucking with you. Yup, shame corner. Shame corner. What the fuck is he doing?
You're going into the shame corner.
I hit myself in the head a couple times with a bottle.
Well, I could see that. But yeah, they're Banshees were basically dragons. I'm a dragon nut job. So I was like, yay.
So, Will, I mean this in the nicest and funniest way possible. Correct, dragon nut job, but I think nut job is like down here. You are like...
No, because up here would be that I think I'm a dragon and I am a scaly.
Well,
no, I'm somewhere in between.
Well, you do breathe fire. Well, that's not really breathing fire.
No, it's not breathing fire. It's just when he has Taco Bell.
Fuck you.
Rob, what was your favorite? I put way too much in there.
No such thing.
Don't turn him back now.
Rob, you don't even drink. How can you say such things?
Because I like other people getting drunk.
I become even funnier.
Fair enough.
My favorite creature was the dire horse, or the pali, because
Who's the
having a
potty?
horse the size of a goddamn truck
Oh, that one.
Yeah,
doing
the
a
horses are
cavalry
cool.
charge. It's just terrifying. Also, they're modeled after Sleipnir, the six-legged horse of Odin.
Yep.
Susie, what about you?
Turuk Makto. Turuk Makto.
The big fishy thingy?
No.
No, Toruk is the big red.
Oh, the one he claims and
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the ultimate predator to the Banshees.
Yeah.
Isn't
they
it a
called
banshee itself?
It
The
is a
Na'vi
cousin of the
the
Banshee.
Na'vi calls it Toruk.
Oh, Rob said it was a cousin of a banshee.
Which is like it was called like Last Shadow, and then the humans
like a
called
freaking
it
Pokemon.
something. It was like the great.
Leonopteryx.
Thank you. And then they called the rider, whoever was the rider of Toruk, was Toruk Makto, which basically was just rider of Last Shadow.
Mm.
But it's easier to you just know him as Toruk Makto. So
Well, that
Okay.
and I just did a Google search on it, and that's what came up. So
yeah, no.
She's like, what the fuck is that thing's
I called
name?
it. I actually only noticed it by rewatching it today. That I was like, oh, it's just called Toruk. I thought the creature was Toruk Makto, and the rider was also just granted that title. And I was like, nope. I was
Let's
like, shit. All right.
let's pull an All-American Rejects and move along.
What was your favorite?
Mine?
Yeah.
The hammerhead thingy, my bobber. The hammerhead big thing.
The Titanothere. or
Yeah,
the
I was the first one to answer.
Right.
Though I'll say, if I had to not pick, if like, cause Susie does the thing when she knows I it's my favorite thing, she makes me pick a different thing. The Panthers, the black salamandery Panthers.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
those are pretty.
The Bestia Panthera ferox.
Yes.
Rob, do you have the wiki right in front of you?
Yeah.
Yes.
You said that.
Said that.
Oh, I must have missed that.
The Thanator.
Okay. So AJ, I'm gonna ask the next question because I need clarification on this.
Okay.
What do you mean by thoughts on the villains? Do you mean
I didn't write this.
Oh yeah, Susie did. My bad.
I was like,
I'm dumb. It's fine.
I was like, I get it.
need
I
clarification on
see.
your question. Susie, I need clarification on your question.
Can I ask my question before I give you clarification?
No, because I want to ask the question by asking you the clarification. So, are you talking about the colonel and the company owner guy, or are you talking about the human and the army as a total?
Both.
Oh, okay.
I was going for your definition of what you thought the villains were in this movie. So for me, I think it's the colonel and the owner of the company that are the true villains of this because they are literally looking for money.
Rob, I don't know about you, but I felt we were in the middle of a Mexican standoff for a second there.
I didn't know what to do. I was about to point the gun at you as well. I mean, you felt left out.
See, I'll disagree on the colonel wanting money. The colonel just wanted blood.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the villain I'm picking is I think it's Stephen Lang's character of Miles Kortrick. It's Stephen Lang's character.
You were close. It was it's like Quartet or Quartet or
because he's in a lot of shit and he's always really good. And I thought he was a awesome foil to Sam Worthington's character, Jack Sully. And the only reason why I say Sam Worthington's character because he also played Alex Mason in Call of Duty. I was like, I've heard this voice before. IMDb has never failed me, outside of telling me there was going to be another Nicolas Cage National Treasure movie.
Miles Quaritch.
Oh, okay. I wasn't far off.
Quaritch.
I wasn't that far off. But no, I would.
No.
I'd say he's the main villain for me, and the reason why he's the favorite is because he doesn't give a shit. He just wants death and destruction.
Yeah.
And to conquer.
I would say he was more the villain because, like, even the owner of the company trying to get the unobtainium, at least kind of was like, I'm gonna use it like this, was like trying to listen to Grace, but Quaritch was just like, nah, we just need to
I disagree.
shoot these bastards.
I disagree wholeheartedly.
Well, what happened?
I use quotes
I feel like the company owner and the colonel were both rushing Grace off. They were letting her do what she wanted because they thought it would get them better results and get the results faster.
Mm-hmm.
So they let her do what she wanted to. When they weren't producing results, they just brushed her off and told her to go fuck herself. This is what we're doing now.
And they freaking carpet bombed the whole planet.
Well, even here's the one thing that gives me the hold on. I have the actor list right here.
Who are you looking for?
Parker Selfridge.
Giovanni Risby.
Yeah, Selfridge at least right as they were on their way to carpet bomb the thing, he still gave them an hour. I mean, he knew they were gonna fail and stuff like that, and kind of like still set them up for disaster. But like, I'll give him that, like, that he at least still like gave them a chance at the end, even though he's still just as much of a shitty scumbag as the others.
Like I said, I really think he only gave them the hour because he didn't want to be a murderer. Like, that's it. That's the bottom line.
It 100% is. It 100% is.
But he was going to do it either way. Whether they were out of the tree or not, he was doing this either way. He literally was only giving them an hour to leave the tree. So, like, this is the, like, that's why I picked the corporate owner and the colonel, because both of them.
Yeah.
They
both of them are one.
Just brush Grace and everybody off. And I mean, the colonel's worse because he was using Sam as an inside man. But he was playing on Sam's military experience. Rob, chime in here because we're the only one that hasn't chimed in here.
Jake?
All right.
Wait, who's Sam?
Jake Sully.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. I got confused. I'm sorry.
James.
Okay. So,
Rob.
I definitely think the Colonel was a warmonger. He was a bad guy. Because I don't think he was like truly armed. He was 100% just a mercenary. A corporate mercenary. If you played Cyberpunk, he was just a corpo wage gun holder.
Mm-hmm.
That is all he amounted to. And the same with all of his troops. And in the end, those people are just thugs. Thugs with guns. And these ones just had particularly big guns. And the corporate director, he was a corporate director. There's a reason why the EPA exists, to stop people like them from doing whatever the hell they want to the environment.
Yeah.
And
there's
screwing over everyone.
Yeah, there's something I want to bring up about the colonel and stuff like that, but I'm gonna wait for that until next week because it ties into the next movie.
And I do believe a Toucan was also considerably a villain because he was too staunch and stubborn to move from his position. Simply because he saw a part of his land being destroyed and viewed none of what they were doing as worthy of negotiation. And viewed destruction as preferable to talking at all.
Or leaving and saving his people.
Yeah, just walk
think
away
that was-
from a freaking tree, which I get it. You've been in that tree all your life. Your entire clan and history is tied to those lands.
Mm.
Without it, you have nothing. You will have even less than nothing if you stay, because the fire does not care for whom it burns.
Damn you.
Yeah, but I wouldn't put that. I wouldn't put that at villain levels. I would just put that at like bad leadership levels.
Incompetence is its own villainy.
No, I can see that. I just say I wouldn't give him like the full villain status.
That's why he's number 3. He's not 2 or 1. And I mean, Sute kind of, but only as like a rival love interest. He's not like an enemy. He's more like a rival.
He was a rival at first, and then became a good boy. Then because of
He's
the whole
freaking Cocoam.
like, they were revealing he was like, oh, I'm gonna kill you because I trusted you, and then he's like, I trust you again, and then he died.
It's just he was like, yep, AJ's got that one at least right.
Sute died like a champion, though. Let's just be real here.
All right.
Next question. Favorite character?
I'm gonna go first real quick, and then I gotta step away. Grace, actually.
I was gonna pick her too.
She's to me, she is like the best chaotic science mommy.
Science.
And the reason why I say that is because she had the mommy Norm, and she had to basically be like Jake's mother that whole time. So like that's why I say science mommy, because she had to act like the mother to those two.
Facts.
Not wrong at all.
Yeah, no.
I love her daughter, but we'll talk about that next week.
Sigourney Weaver is one of my favorite actresses. And I love her in this movie. She's like the perfect blend of mom and badass. She has enough cojones to, stand up to a corporate aggressor.
Yeah, and she would have been my favorite character, but I love the balls of Jake Sully.
Yes.
Like the straight Cumancy gowns on that Navi, like Mongolian. Rob, what about you?
I like Natiri, who was Jake's love interest.
Zoe Saldana.
Zoe Saldana, yeah.
Blue Pocahontas.
Yep.
Mostly because Catgirl Pocahontas is adorable. The interaction she had with her mother when her mother calls her off, she does that like kiss, like, and you can tell that's like like teenager. God damn it, mom. But I loved her showing us the world and how it works.
Yeah. I also love how her facial features, like you see all of her emotions.
Yeah. Credit to the animators. They really, really burnt out a few computers animating her eyes.
No shit.
Yes.
And Moat, I believe that's her mother's name. Yeah.
She's a beautiful priestess.
The Omatakaya.
Hey, AJ,
Yes.
what's your favorite fight?
The end. Honestly, the big, absolute juggernaut of a freaking fight of an end. Because I'm pretty sure it lasted for at least 45 minutes from start to finish.
Are you counting the last fight from when the tree gets burned down, or are you counting the last fight from when
They start heading out to carpet bomb everybody, and then they start fighting on the Banshees, and then as they start losing, here comes nature and everything. But what really took me about that fight is not even any of the stuff in the air. It's once they got to the I don't want to call it stronghold, but where Jake Sully is in his sleep, because they call him Dreamwalkers, fighting as the Na'vi while his literal body is like 20 feet that way. And just, you felt I don't want to say emotion, but you felt the tension from, he might die, because it didn't work with Sigourney Weaver's character Grace. She did. She died from her wounds, and that's why she couldn't be transferred into the Na'vi body. But fuck, they put that in your head, and then you're like, oh shit, Jake might die. F word.
Yeah.
Rob?
Yeah, pretty much the same, because I loved Jake Sully's tactics going into this. He leveraged the megafauna with piety. He because one, claiming the great mountain shadow, genius. But the way he had all the aerials hidden in the shadows of the floating mountains, it doesn't matter how advanced your air force is, if a goddamn megafauna decides to make a snack out of you, it doesn't matter how many bullets you could fire in one direction, they come from above.
Yep. And I think that's why it's my favorite fight, is because he uses the terrain so well. He literally, he didn't grow up in this environment. He adapted so well that he used it to his advantage in order to fight back.
Yeah. Which he fought in what? The Venezuelan Rainforest War?
I think so.
Yeah, so he was already adapted to fighting in environments like that.
Yeah, so like that's the whole reason, like that's my favorite fight, is because he just uses what's around him. He improvises too on the fly, which is great. Does anyone have a favorite scene?
I'm gonna go full Lion King and say, "Can you feel the love tonight?" But the actual, not them getting intimate, but you could actually see the Simba and Nala. I mean, Jake and what's her name? What's her name? Her really start. Okay, you might be human, but I like this.
I think my favorite scene is when he realizes Awa. And he doesn't fully comprehend on a spiritual level who Awa is, but he gets to see, I keep calling them dandelion seeds. It's not what they are. But he sees Awa, surround him and, move along, and
oh, you gotta keep this from move along. Sorry.
Of course you did. So for me, that's my favorite thing, is just the look of awe and wonder and just what is going on here. It's just amazing. I love how beautiful that scene is. Rob?
Jake Sully walks.
Oh my God.
His first steps as a Na'vi.
I laugh every time I watch it.
And the way he just starts running. Because what's the first thing you're gonna do when you get laid back? You're gonna run like the wind.
Bullseye.
And then he immediately starts going into training. And I was like, yeah.
But you realize
we needed a montage.
I think they even said it in the movie. When he first started, is Jake, you haven't been trained for this. Take it slow. You're not used to this.
He's a jarhead. You run before you can walk.
I will ask my my jarhead relative, and I'll get back to you on that one. Pretty sure you're right. I'm also pretty sure he'd headbutt something before he walked. So.
Headbutt. Who knew?
Do you think this needed a sequel?
Yes, because I love the world so much, I wanted more time in it.
Okay.
And I trust James Cameron with, if it was going to be shit, he wasn't going to put it out.
Fair enough. Rob?
I don't. I think it stood enough on its own. I mean, it got a few video game stuff.
We don't talk about them.
And I think a comic book somewhere along the line.
Actually, the comic book wasn't too bad.
But I felt as though it could have stayed where it was. Now, the sequel we did get, I haven't seen yet. Because y'all went to the movies without me.
I thought you were there with us.
No.
Oops.
I had other stuff I had to do. But I think, depending on how the sequel feels for me, I think it could have stood alone on its own. But I also understand that humanity always comes back. So,
for me, if they hadn't, come out and announced that there was a sequel, I would have been content with just having this one movie in this world. And you could have done short stories, giving us more of the world, like a background documentary of, hey, these are the animals. This is what they're like. Come spend a day with me and the animals. Stupid things like that to give us more and more immersed in the world. But I personally didn't need a sequel. I'm happy they made one. But like I had said, I'm pretty sure I had said in a previous podcast, I'm actually scared of sequels beyond the one that we're going to talk about next week. Because I really don't want to see the same story. And that's what it feels like. Rusty, get down.
well, we need someone in that spot.
I was like, he's not behind. Oh, there's a Will camera. He's still there. Rusty!
I'm pretty sure he's just stuffed his face in my husband's food.
It doesn't look like he's eating.
No, he's just standing there.
Like a bunch of jackasses.
Yeah.
So what else you got, Susie?
Are there any characters you wish we had seen more of in this movie?
That's actually a really good one. And because I feel like they gave everybody a decent amount of screen time for the characters, we would have to care about. Honestly, I love Stephen Lang's villain character a lot. I wouldn't mind seeing him, conniving his plan even more.
That, for me, Norm Spellman would have been the one I would have liked to see more of.
Okay.
Because I feel it like Norm Spellman, he's so there's Grace, there's Jake, and then there's that third scientist. That's Norm Spellman. He has a lot of, he doesn't have a lot of lines. He's in a lot of scenes, but he doesn't have a lot of lines. So we don't really get in-depth character to him. And he's one that I wish we could see more of. He's also a phenomenal actor. I've seen him in Bones, so I would have loved to see more of him anyway.
Didn't you just watch Bones?
Frequently.
And Grey's Anatomy?
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
What don't you watch?
There's a lot that Actually, there's not a whole lot. Rusty, get down!
Row.
Rusty!
Now he's probably going after the food.
Oh boy. Just stay off my table.
Yeah.
Don't make me come upstairs. So last question.
Wait, I didn't get mine.
Oh, I'm sorry, Rob. I gotta go
yeah.
get my dog. Okay.
Damn, Susie, that was mean. We're about to see Susie jump into another screen, but Rob, answer the question.
So I wanted to see more of the corporate director. I wanted to get more behind the RDA and his, drives here, because he seemed more like a two-dimensional villain. And I would have liked him to be more fleshed out. Like, I wanted to see him struggling under the corporate deadlines, the cargo haulers breathing down his neck to get the product out, stuff like that. I would have liked to have seen him more fleshed out, so we could get a more understandable villain.
Did you teach the dog a lesson?
I did. He's now curled up in his bed.
Did you put the gate up so he can't run back upstairs?
Yes, I did.
All right, Susie, where else are we going from here, unless you would like to answer the question further?
No, I think I answered it pretty good. Do you think they could make a prequel? And who would you want the prequel to be about?
Sigourney Weaver's character.
See, that's what I said too, is Sigourney Weaver's character.
Because I want to see her... I would assume she discovered the planet. And her, research then into it leading up to this.
Yeah.
Rob?
I would have loved to see Jake Sully in his war in Venezuela or the Amazon or whatever.
I would have liked to at least met his brother.
I was gonna say, don't tell me you wanted to see him lose his legs, because that's mean.
But it would have also been immensely emotional.
Yes.
And we could see all the stuff that the I want to see what Earth looks like, damn it.
It's probably dead.
Well, he fought in a rainforest, so I'm assuming that all that got napalm, and I would love to have seen the napalm fall on the last degree.
I'm with Rob on that one.
All right,
But
so...
yeah, I would have loved his
I am the
there's a lot of
Lorax. I speak with the trees, and for some reason now they're speaking Portuguese.
Yeah. There's a lot of characters that I feel like they could have done a prequel with. Even to a prequel on how Grace got involved with the corporation.
Now, give me all the information on tractor operator number 2.
Stop looking at the credits.
No.
Suze, what do we got? Oh, was that the last question?
That's the last question.
Oh my god. So overall, I know we kind of just broke down what our biggest points of the movie are. Rob, what is your overall thought on the movie?
Like I said, it's a plot in science fiction that we've not really seen a lot of. As we expand into the farther universe, galaxy, what imprint will we have on the more primitive races that we encounter? I've seen maybe 2 or 3 science fiction episodes that deal with that. Nothing in Star Trek, one thing in Stargate, and one in an animated Doctor Who episode. That's it.
You're not wrong.
No, he's not.
It's not something we see. Did it deserve 5 more sequels? Not sure about that. Probably didn't deserve a game at the time. I'm wondering what that Avatar game would look like if it was made now. But a lot of people viewed this movie as mostly just a visual spectacle, as a way to say, ooh, look at all the pretty lights. They're blue and boobs, and blue boobs, bloobs, if you would.
Rob, you just jumped off the deep end into a pool of, crap.
No, I jumped from the deep end into a pool of crap.
But before I answer, Susie, what do you think of the movie overall?
It's
Did the bloob screw you over?
that it did. Now my brain's like, how do I even go from here?
Rob, bad.
If I saw this in IMAX or not, like that's been my overreaching question this whole time is did I watch it in IMAX and I don't remember.
No,
I know who I was dating at the time.
You'd know.
I know
because...
where I saw the movie. I don't remember whether it was IMAX or not.
I mean, if you tell me what theater it is, I could tell you if there's an IMAX screen there.
It was Danbury AMC, so there's an IMAX theater screen.
Yeah, there's multiple.
I'm fully aware of that one.
Shite.
What I don't remember is what we paid for.
You paid for a good movie and probably popcorn and a soda.
So this movie, I highly recommend. Definitely watch. As much as I make fun of it for being Blue Pocahontas, definitely a good movie. It takes Pocahontas's base story. I'm talking Disney's Pocahontas base story and puts it on another level. Great for it's just a great story. And you get so much out of it. So it's definitely like for me, it's a recommend. I watched the Nightmare on Elm Street remake in theaters because I'm dumb
and old.
And
I'm gonna get hurt.
You want to start the old comments? I'm gonna start telling you you're 92.
What'd you say? Do I need to go get my walker, Sonny?
Probably. You might be needing one soon.
Where am I?
And this was my movie that now you wouldn't believe it considering we did a podcast episode on the original Nightmare on Elm Street. But I couldn't go to sleep after watching Nightmare on Elm Street, the remake.
Sounds about right.
This was my calm down movie. It immersed me in a whole nother world that I was able to take my brain and turn it off. It was a great feeling. I highly recommend, and there's just so much in it. Yeah.
You actually feel like you're in Pandora. And I got so into this movie to the point where, you know, I wasn't crazy into it, but when they opened up Pandora at Animal Kingdom and we jumped on Flight of Passage, at least for me the first time, I was like, motherfucker, I just flew. I literally just flew on a damn Banshee. It felt like I was there, and you only get that if you care about it that much and you want to be what does it say? Not disbelief. Shoot, I'm drawing a blank.
I have no idea where you were going with this, so I can't help you.
Suspend disbelief, whatever it's called. Where you just let your mind take over and you don't be like, well, that can't happen.
Suspension of disbelief.
Thank you. Thank you, Rob. I was really hoping Susie was going to help me there, because usually she can pick it right out of that came out of his brain.
Nope.
Into the trash bin.
Really
Into the trash bin. Trash bin. No. But no, I was so excited when they announced the second movie. I was just scared because it was taking so long. Will, since we're not going to cover all the questions you've missed, rate this movie.
10 Banshees out of 10.
Damn, he said it was good. Hey, how does your food taste, by the way?
I was going to say, do you want to tell him or should I?
How does your food taste? Good? Does it have dog slobber in it by any chance?
No.
That's funny, it should.
Your dog was eating your food.
Oh, he wasn't.
Yeah, he was.
Oh, he wasn't.
I have video evidence.
We all do.
Yep.
But since we're pretty much done, Rob, where can people find you?
Nowhere.
Nowhere?
I don't. You can find me here.
Well, that's good to know. Will, where can people find you?
Right here.
You can find me in the dungeon.
Yay. The dungeon, where he's gonna create more monsters for us to fucking kill. Don't be looking like that. Susie, where can people find you? God, I just turned my head and I go from seeing the Zoom call to what's on OBS, and I went from seeing Will to seeing Will.
You can find me making notes for our next episode, and
Good.
working on our Discord channel.
Oh, I
So
forgot
we're-
about that.
Yeah, that's what I was working on before this all started.
Oh. Well, I guess we're going to throw it to Mr. Rob Paulson because, you know, I can't remember half the shit that I'm associated with.
You remember?
Hey, you guys, this is 625 here from Lilo and Stitch. Some people think of me as AJ Coppola. I don't care. Just follow me on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, Twitch at NDTA Jalistar15, and Xbox and PSN at AJ Allstar 15. I should have said AJ Allstar, but I'm a sandwich maker. What the hell do I know? Do yourself a favor. Go get yourself a hot fudge marshmallow tuna fish and ham sandwich. All right? Take care of yourself. Goodbye.
All right. That was this week's episode of Nerds Doing Nerd Things, where we talked about James Cameron's Avatar back in 2009. And
2009.
guys, everybody, just so you know, if you're gonna get cupcakes, make sure they're edible ones. Bye.
No, not that kind of edible. Not that kind of edible.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join Nerds Doing Nerd Things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.